Good evening, Emerson families. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We truly do appreciate it because we will be talking about a lot of remote learning opportunities that your students will be engaging with coming this Thursday. So we're happy that you were able to join us. I hope that we have a lot of students out there as well who are going to be able to learn about some of the functions of remote learning that they will be engaging with themselves. My name is Samantha Alimo. I'm the principal of Emerson Middle School. I'm the person who keeps sending you all of those emails every other day. Again, I do apologize. I'm hoping that your inbox won't be so cluttered from me soon. But thank you for joining us again. I'm going to let Mr. Benka introduce himself.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome. My name's Tim Benka, and I'm the assistant principal at Emerson.
I also have two wonderful staff members of Emerson here with us tonight. I'll go ahead and let Angel introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Angel Villarreal. I'm the ITC, the Instructional Tech Coach here at Emerson.
And Mr. Dan?
Hi, I'm Dan. Last name's Pakarar, and I'm the technologist for Emerson Middle School.
So once again, thank you for joining us. If you're just tuning in, we are going to go ahead and get started. This is our introduction to Schoology. I am going to turn it over to Mr. Villarreal in just a moment, but I did want all of our families, students to know that we will be using the chat feature, so you can put a question in that box, and then we will be answering it as we go through tonight. As always, feel free to email us or call the office tomorrow. We're happy to take any other questions or talk with you when you need to.
So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen for everybody so you can see our presentation. And we'll go ahead and put that. So this webinar will be recorded, and again, there is a chat question and answer, so for specific questions that you may have throughout the presentation. All right. So today we're going to cover a little bit about our one-on-one program with our students and with our new tool that we're going to be learning about. Or learning through is Schoology, and we'll get into that in just a second. So in order to have student success within the district, it really takes all of us working together, the district, the students, and the support of you parents throughout this whole process. So hopefully some of the things that we cover here can really help your students succeed and could really give you a little bit more information of what the learning is going to look like starting on Thursday.
Angel, I want to interject for just 1 second. I misspoke here. We're not going to be using the chat feature. We are going to be using the Q&A feature. So if you have any questions, you can put them in there, and then we'll either answer them by writing and answering, or we'll talk about it verbally.
And I wanted to talk just briefly about printing. Some of the questions that we do get: how can my students print from their Chromebook? Within their Chromebook, all of their files are saved within their Google Drive. So the credentials that they use to sign into their Chromebook, that is their Google credentials. That's what they can use. So if they go to a home device, they can go ahead and sign in to Google Drive on that home device using those their school email and password, and they can access those Drive files, and then they can print from that home device. Just a little bit of troubleshooting for those of you that have a Chromebook for the first time. Number one is to restart your device, check the Wi-Fi connection. Sometimes just simply restarting your device can help some of those issues where something might be freezing or a website is not loading, so you can go ahead and restart it. If you are still having issues, the student's still having issues, please contact your student's teacher right away. The teachers will help troubleshoot or direct assistance as needed. And you can always have your student email the building technologist that we have here and with any technical issues. All right, so we're gonna talk just a little bit about the Schoology, and that's gonna be our learning management system. It's gonna be used from 6th to 8th grade. to access classes, daily schedules, assignments, messages, and also parents will have the ability to view some of these assignments and be able to message their teacher through the Schoology app as well, or website. And you'll see that later on in the presentation. So for Schoology, I sent a video to the students earlier this week, or also last Friday, saying how the students can log in to Schoology. And they're gonna log in by going to learn.d64.org. It's also bookmarked on their Chromebooks. And when they sign in, they're gonna sign in with their D64 account. When they go directly to learn.d64.org, it's gonna go ahead and prompt them to sign in with their Google account. Some students might have already logged in. You don't see your classes yet because technically the trimester begins on Thursday. So that's when they'll start to see all their classes populate within the Schoology application. And here's just a short video.
Students, I'm here to show you how to get onto your Schoology account. So the easiest way to do this is you're gonna look in your bookmarks toolbar, and you should have a folder called My School Apps, and one of the drop downs should say something with Schoology. It might look a little different than mine, but it should say something about Schoology. When you click on that, it's going to take you to the sign-in page. Make sure you choose your student account, which it will open if you are on your Chromebook. And when you are in, you will land on your course dashboard homepage, and you will see all your different courses from all your different teachers. If for some reason you have deleted your My School apps, you're going to navigate to learn.d64.org, and it's going to take you to the exact same login page. Thanks so much.
All right. Now, within these courses, teachers are going to be sharing digital assignments, links, websites, videos, any content that they're going to need for their learning. And they're going to find those under the materials tab on the left-hand side. They're going to get, there's going to be a menu on the left-hand side. They click on materials, and that's where they're going to see. Course content, like I said before, it might not be accessible to students or parents until the start of the grading term. So there's also a tab right underneath materials called updates. And this is where teachers can post schedules, news, polls, as you can see below here, asking the students certain questions. So this is a good place to see any important announcements that the teacher might be making. Parents will also have the ability to see these. Next is messages. Along the top of Schoology, there's going to be an envelope where the students have access to, and students and teachers have the ability to send messages back and forth. Students do not have the ability to send messages to other students through this. It's only between the teacher and the student or a group of students. As you can see below here, we can add a message, and we can also attach any resources that a student might need. So if a student is missing something, or a student needs just a little bit more help, maybe a video that would help them with something that they're doing within the class, the teacher might send it through a new message. The interface is similar to email, but again, it's restricted only between teachers and students. Parents, I'll get to the parent slides in just a little bit. You'll also have the ability to message teachers through the parent side of Schoology. Oh, sorry. All right. So navigating Schoology, it's easy to navigate between classes. Along the top, students are going to be able to see a link that says courses. When they click on courses, they're going to see their top 12 courses, and they can go ahead and jump around from course to course based on their period. So period 1, they can click at the top and see it. If they don't see it within their top 12 courses, there is a small link, My Courses. When they click on there, and they'll be able to access a list of all of their courses there as well. One important feature, especially for the students, is they will have a Schoology Calendar, and this is all linked to their courses. So as teachers are assigning work, discussions that they need to complete, assignments that they need to complete, projects, there are going to be due dates on those projects, and students will have the ability to see these due dates on their calendar. So it will be all organized as teachers start to assign work. It's also going to be viewable on the right-hand side of any course that they're in. They'll have, it'll look like an agenda, and it'll say what upcoming assignments are due, if any assignments are late. So they'll be able to see that, and they'll be all organized for your students. So this year, we're going to be using a Zoom for our live teaching, and teachers are going to host virtual class meetings using a secure Zoom tool within Schoology. It is protected with the sign-in, so students are going to need to sign in through Schoology, and then they'll have access to their Zoom calls right within the application. They will not be going to Zoom in order to open up any of their meetings. All of their links will be posted inside of a Schoology course. I sent a video to the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders showing them just exactly how they can find their classes and how they can find their link to a Zoom that's being posted by the teachers. All right, so Schoology Parent Access. You can sign up at Schoology.com for a parent account, and I will show you where you can find your access code within the PowerSchool portal. All right. So in order to get parent access, you will need to go to Schoology.com to create your account. And then what you're going to do is you're going to enter in an access code that is found on the PowerSchool parent portal. And when you log into your PowerSchool parent portal, on the left-hand side, you're going to see a link called Remote Learning. And that's where you're going to go ahead and activate the account. We do have directions linked within this presentation. And again, this presentation can be found on the D64 Parent University website for you to go through. All right. And so as a parent, what are some of the things that you're going to be able to see? So you're going to be able to see all of your students' courses. You're going to be able to see any groups that your student belongs to or groups that you belong to. Groups might be set up by grade levels, by individual teachers, and they might invite you if they set up a parent group. You'll be able to see the calendar, as you can see here. You'll be able to see any graded assignments, any upcoming assignments as well. So you'll have access to all of that as teachers begin to assign work.
Hey, Angel, we had a parent ask if you can just slow down just a little bit. I think some people are trying to take some notes.
No problem.
Oh, thank you.
So, and again, as you navigate through some of the courses and some of the groups, you will have access to view all of this. You won't have access to interact with some of the assignments or click into the specific assignment to write on it or submit, but you will have access to view it. You'll have viewing capabilities throughout all the courses that your student belongs to. So as I noted before, students have the capabilities to send messages to their students. You will also have the ability to send messages to D64 staff. All D64 staff are already rostered within these courses. Simply type in the last name and you'll see their name populate. and you can click on that teacher, and you can send and receive messages back and forth. You'll do that by clicking on the envelope along the top. Once you're signed in as a parent, you're gonna see an envelope, and this message box is gonna pop up, as you can see on the screen here. And you're gonna be able to type in the teacher's name, title, and then you can write out a message. There is also, as we click on new message again and see the box, you'll also have the ability to add links or files into your message, and teachers will also have that capability. So if there's something that the teachers need to share with you as far as a link to help your student or some resources, they can go ahead and attach it to that message within Schoology.
Hey, Angel, can I interrupt you for just a second?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so we have a few questions. I think we need to go back to a slide for the access codes.
Yes.
I have a few questions I'm going to read to you for that.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. So I have one parent asking if we have more than one student at Emerson, so like a 6th and a 7th grader, do you need to use 2 different access codes for Schoology to see their info?
No, you will not. So they should populate together. They should note that you as a parent have 2 students, and you can toggle back and forth between those students.
Okay. I do want to let our parents know that Schoology is rostered through PowerSchool, so like the parent portal. So if you have both of your students in the parent portal, then it should be rostering over to Schoology as well. We sync those 2 together.
Mhm.
Angel, we
And-
have another, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and if you take note what's going on right now here in the window, this GIF that I have, it lists all of your students on the right-hand side. So it'll go right back to it again. When you click on your name in the top right-hand corner, you're gonna see your students there, and you can add your child as you go. So you will have access to that.
Okay, we had another parent ask, can you tell us again where we will find the access code to courses? Is this in the parent portal after we log in?
Yes, so after you log into the parent portal, there's a little image right here on the bottom left-hand corner. On the left-hand side of the navigation of your parent portal, you're gonna see a link with a computer next to it called Remote Learning. And when you click on Remote Learning, you'll be able to see the access code for your students.
All right, hold on. I have a few other ones.
No problem.
Okay, we said the access code. Instead of PowerSchool, are we going to use Schoology, or are the students using both? So I think we have a few questions here in terms of like late assignments or grades. So PowerSchool and Schoology will sync together. So teachers can enter grades in Schoology, and that'll automatically update to the parent and student portal. So we'll still be utilizing both, but our students will be able to look at their grades or assignments in both systems. Is that correct, Angel? Am I saying that correctly?
That is correct. They will sync together. One benefit of Schoology is that students are going to be able to see unique feedback to some of their assignments. Teachers have the ability to grade assignments and add point totals, but they also have the ability to leave comments on certain assignments, or even leave a short video or audio file for the student to listen to get some feedback on their assignment.
All right. All right, go ahead. I'll interrupt you when I need to.
All right. So, so we talked, let me go back. When we talked a little bit about messaging here, now we're gonna move forward, and we're just gonna talk a little bit about a tool that we have within the district and that you also have as a parent, called Securely, to keep our Chromebook secure. So the district has a Securely account to filter out websites. So in here, we can look and look at their online activity throughout Securely. So if students are going on certain websites that they're not supposed to be going on while they're doing their work, or if students keep going to certain sites that are blocked. There's internet filters and layers of safety for the students. There's certain categories that are built out throughout Securely with certain sites that are populated. Now again, Securely will block a lot of these websites that students shouldn't have access to. But once in a while, a website might come through the filter. And as we see that, we'll take note of it and we'll send that to Securely to add to our school filter to make sure that that student or group of students, all students, don't have access to that specific website. So in accordance with SIPA, with the Child Internet Protection Act, websites are going to be blocked by the school in the district. So this filter is used throughout when students are in the building, but it's also used when they are at home. And while you're at home, parents have a little bit of, not a little bit, they have the ability to block certain sites, and I'll get to that in just a little bit. All right. So again, we want to provide access as the district. We want to provide internet, and we want to provide a device for our students. So this is a great tool to access information resources while blocking inappropriate sites. It also blocks inappropriate categories. And then it also records any network misuse.
Angel, very quickly, someone asked if the presentation will be accessible tomorrow. Do you think I'd be able to send the recording out by tomorrow?
The tech department will be posting them tomorrow, yes.
They will, yes?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah. All right. A little bit. All right, so again, the filtering continued. Here we have general internet use, so certain terms are blocked. So sites are blocked based on some terms within the website, and it's tracked through the filter. There's also a cloud-based web filtering. It's a company that enables kids to take their first steps into the digital world responsibly. So some of the tools here, they'll try to access some of these websites that they're not supposed to, and they're gonna see a block feature throughout when they try to access those websites. So District 64 deploys a web filtering on all Chromebook devices. One of the questions that we received in another presentation, I just want to take note, is can our students log into another Chromebook? They can log into another Chromebook as well, but just know that some of the things that are set up within the Chromebook are used to help filter and used to keep students secure throughout the district. All right. And then I just want to show a short video before I get to the parent access. This will give you a little bit more information on Securely and some of the things that you can do as a parent.
Hello, welcome to the Parent Portal by Securely. This is Mark, and I'm here to give you a quick walkthrough on how parents can keep track of their child's online activity on the Securely Parent Portal. You will get an email from Securely in your inbox. The email gives you a snapshot of the sites that your child has visited, items searched online, and videos watched. To get an in-depth view of online activity, the parent must click Go to My Portal. This will take the parent to Securely's Parent Portal registration page. Just a couple of boxes to check, and you're signed up for free. Now that you're in, you can see a complete picture of what the kid has been up to. The entire list of sites visited, videos watched, stuff searched. If there is something to be concerned about, we will show it in the Flagged Activity tab. Next up, there is the Account tab, where you are able to change your password. The Connections tab here will show you if there is any other parent associated with your child. You can accept or reject that connection. Once the connections are established, this tab will be empty. There will be no more connections to show. So, this was one way of accessing the Parent Portal. There are other ways to do it too. When you sign up, you receive a welcome email from Securely. The email will have your username and password. You can use these credentials to log into the Parent Portal from the Securely website. A simpler option is to just click Let's Go and sign in directly. You would arrive at your parent portal dashboard and see the child's data. Easy as that. Raising responsible digital citizens is just as important as raising socially responsible kids. Securely's parent portal allows the school and parents to share that responsibility by keeping them informed and engaged. Thank you for signing up for the Parent Portal by Securely. Have a nice day.
So Securely has a parent portal, and again, as the video noted, it provides access for you to view your children's online activity. In order to access Securely, some parents on here, we've had this tool for a couple of years now, so you might have already been logged in. If for some reason you don't have your sign-in credentials for it, you can go to securely.com and you can click on Forgot Password. And the email that they ask you for is going to be the same email that you have provided for the district through the Power School. So if you have in your Power School, you can see the email that was provided to the district, and you can type in that email, and you're going to receive a Securely email asking you to go ahead and reset your password. For parents that are new to the district, you can do the same thing. You might have already received a Securely email from the district asking you to sign up into the parent portal.
Okay.
All right. And here are just some of the things that you can do as a parent through the parent dashboard in Securely. You'll have you'll have an email weekly with internet activity reports. Any flagged activity, maybe sites that students are going to, or anything that they type in, searches that they type in that are flagged, you'll see flagged activity on the top left-hand corner. You'll also see block websites. You're going to be able to block websites at home at your discretion. So for example, if you want to block, let's just say YouTube, you want to block YouTube throughout a period of time while you're at home, you can go ahead and set that up within the parent portal, and you can go ahead and block your student from accessing YouTube from 8 o'clock at night to 10 o'clock at night at any time period that you're at home. And then again, you're going to see all of your students. If you have several students within the district, you're going to see them all within one dashboard, just like in Schoology. All right. And if you have any Securely questions, you can contact Mike Jolly. He is our Securely Student Safety Coordinator for our district. For Securely, but he helps us out in the district. And then you can also contact Mary Jane Warden, who's our District 64 Director of Innovation and Instructional Technology. And again, this presentation is linked on the D64 site, and you can have access to that there. Mrs. Lima, would you like to talk a little bit more about Securely and some of the procedures that get flagged and how we proceed at school?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And if you have asked a question and I haven't answered it, I'm not ignoring you. I just figured I could say it out loud and save everyone the opportunity to hear me typing quickly here as Angel answer a lot of the questions. So Securely at school. If your child is searching or going to a website that is deemed inappropriate by Securely, Mr. Benka and myself will get a notification that your child has either tried to log on to some website that is not appropriate or has actually gone to some website that is not appropriate. As Angela has said, the software here Securely is not dummy proof. So sometimes kids will go to something and it'll be extremely harmless. And Mr. Benka and I will follow up and we'll understand that one of our students was just researching something or going to a website that a teacher asked them to, and then we kind of understand. But sometimes our students do search inappropriate material, or they search some websites that might be a little bit alarming to parents or staff. So we always do follow up. When we receive a Securely alert for a student, Mr. Benka and I, in a normal setting, would first follow up with that student if they're in school. So we would find that student or email them and make sure that they're okay, that nothing's wrong, that mentally, socially, emotionally, they're fine. And then we always do follow up with the parent. Since we are in remote learning, that will obviously be a little bit different. We won't be able to run up to your child's social studies class and ask them if everything's okay, but we will still be contacting students and parents. So if you ever do receive an email or a phone call from one of us telling you that your child did search something and it popped up with securely, we're just doing it out of concern and just to communicate these searches with you. If it happens at night, so students, if you're at home on your Chromebook and you're searching something that gets flagged by securely, it will still come to our email and we will still follow up. So we don't mean to alarm you at all, but we will follow up even at night or even on the weekends, depending on the severity of the search. So if it's something that we think really needs to be addressed right away, we'll usually get on the phone and call parents and let them know and just talk about it. I want you to know that we are not always doing it out of a discipline action or anything like that. We're really just doing it out of concern. Mr. Banka, is there anything I'm missing there?
No, I appreciate you just informing the parents that when we're in school that we want to take care of their kids first and we touch base with them. That's one of the most important things to me when we're in person. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah. And I know some of our parents had asked, like, what is technology misuse? So in terms of what they're searching, if they were going to anything that would be inappropriate for a middle school student, our securely program usually catches it. If our students are going to any websites that would flag that they're having some mental health issues, we would catch those as well. So if a student was searching suicide prevention hotline, for example, we would be flagged and we would communicate out of concern for your student and kiddos, for just concern for your well-being, just to make sure that you're okay. So those are some of the things that securely does tend to catch.
We do have a few more resources on this presentation as well, how to connect to your home Wi-Fi with these devices. We have a link to the D64 technology website. We also have links to the one-to-one learning handbook. And then at the bottom, we have some helpful digital citizenship links to Common Sense Media and Need Help Now that talk a little bit about maybe online bullying or certain things that are going on, how to manage those things with your students. So you can find those links within the presentation here.
And I did have a parent ask in regards to securely if they had to log in and connect with this program here, Angel.
They don't need to. You do have, your students will still be monitored by the district. We'll still get those emails. We'll still see everything that's flagged. It just gives you an opportunity on your end to log into securely and to just kind of see what kind of activity they've been doing on their Chromebook.
Angel, is this the end of your presentation here?
Yep, this is the end of my presentation. I'll stop sharing my screen. I know we do have some questions in the question and answer, and we'll go ahead and run through those.
So I'm going to go through, and then we may go a little bit off script, and I'll talk about some of the things that parents are asking here, and I may share my screen as well. I wanted to let everyone know that when I mentioned that your students would sync, I meant if you had 2 middle school students. So I apologize if I misled you anywhere, but I do want everyone to know that if you have a child in middle school and elementary school, you can sign into the first child. And then under the drop down on the right where your name is, you click Add Child, and then you go to that child's tab on the portal to find their code, and then they would both show up.
Thank you.
I apologize. I'm reading off a piece of paper here by my computer, which is why I'm looking down there. So I think that answers a lot of the. Thank you if you wrote in here that you had to use 2 different access codes. I appreciate people clearing that up in here. Thank you so much for doing this. We did have a few parents ask why the district has decided to use Schoology just in general, or why we've decided to use Schoology instead of Google Classroom. So I think one thing that we heard loud and clear from a lot of our parents and staff was that we needed one uniformed learning platform system. So we decided to use Schoology. Some of the benefits of Schoology is that it links with PowerSchool, so we're able to sync those two programs together. Another major benefit of Schoology is that when your students sign in, they're going to be able to log into Zoom pretty immediately. Zoom through Schoology allows us to have breakout groups. So if your student's in a social studies class and they're doing an inquiry unit, they could still break out and work with other students or work with the teacher in small groups, which is a function Google Hangout does not have right now. So we wanted something that was going to be secure. Only your student could get into the Zoom call for their class and be engaged with their teachers and their students and classmates, excuse me. It was also one spot for us to have everything, right? So our students would be able to log in to one platform and access all of their classes and their assignments and their meetings. It's also a system that allowed parents to be part of as well. So with Google Classroom, parents would have to do a little bit more management, whereas here, when you log into Schoology, you'd be able to see everything as your student would as well. So we're really hopeful that it's going to be a rewarding system for all of us. We use Schoology to run our 6th grade orientation, and we had about 250 6th graders log into Schoology, log into their 6th grade orientation course, and then also log into their Zoom call for not only the opening session, but also their breakout homeroom session, and then also their closing session. So any incoming 6th graders, if you're listening, Mr. Banka and I were extremely proud of how well you logged into Schoology and got through those few hours. So I'm really hopeful, and I believe that all of our students will be able to adjust as well. Kind of go through here. So parents do not have to filter the Chromebook. Obviously, that's a choice that you would make, and you don't have to engage in securely if you don't. I think we just show this as an option for parents who do want to monitor some screen time when they are at home, but we will still be monitoring securely as administrators within Emerson. So if your student does log into anything that would be inappropriate, it will flag us and we'll make contact. A lot of our teachers are also planning to monitor as best they can, but obviously they're not going to be with your child. So we did want to reach out and let parents know that securely is available to them. Yes, so homework assignments could be in Schoology. We do have pickup August 31st, and I promise I'm going to be sending some communication out about that tomorrow. So your child could have homework out of a workbook that you pick up, but pretty much everything will be in Schoology. Anything that is electronic will be housed in Schoology. And then students would attend Zoom by logging in to Schoology, clicking on their course, and then just clicking on the Zoom link that's there. Okay. So the access code for Schoology is under the parent portal. I believe it is under navigation. It says remote learning. Is that correct, Angel?
That is correct.
Okay. Yes, we will be handing out planners during our pickup days. A lot of our 6th graders already received them when they picked up their new Chromebook devices, but our 7th and 8th graders will be getting their 2021 planners when they come to pick up. Okay, I just wanted to quickly kind of go through and see if there was anything more securely related before I kind of moved on. I know I've skipped over some, but a lot of them are about the schedule. So I would like to talk about that. And I'm also hoping that I can share my screen, and I'm hoping maybe Dan and Tim and Angel, maybe you can look at the questions for me while I continue to talk about the schedule. That would be super helpful. Thank you. So I know in PowerSchool it says that our first day is Wednesday. That is not correct. It is August 27th. Initially, Wednesday was a rostered school day for our students, and then it changed, and that is still in there. So I do apologize about that. That is the district thing that we are working through. But our first day of school is Thursday, August 27th, and it will be an A day. So I have been given permission by Mrs. Arnos, shout out to her, to use her student schedule as a model. And I am going to walk everyone through how to kind of figure out the schedule and how to understand it. So I'm going to ask you to give me 30 seconds to pull some stuff up before I start to share. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Angel, will you just let me know when you can see it, please?
Yep, I can see your
All
screen.
right. Let me log in here. Okay, so I am not sure if everyone noticed this, but I did send this out. I'll make it a little bit larger. This is an 8th grade template. I did send these out maybe a few days ago or possibly over the weekend. It was over the weekend, and I will send them out again. I know our PTO has been graciously sharing these also through their Facebook page and their website, so thank you for doing that. So on Thursday, we are going to have an A day. So everyone, you can see my arrow, correct, Angel?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So we are going to have an A day for our entire school on Thursday. So I am going to look at 8th grade just because I'm going to be pulling up Mrs. Arnos's daughter's schedule here. So as you can see, we start school at 8:10. Okay, so I know students were coming in a little bit earlier during a normal school year, but we will be starting at 8:10 and we will be done at 2:50. So our 8th graders will be starting with period 1. So as you can see here, there's a 1 here, and a lot of our students and our teachers call it core 1 because it's one of their cores. Remember, we have 4 cores: math, science, social studies, and language arts. So if I was to pull up Mia's schedule here, I would look at matrix view. Okay, so please make sure that when you log into the parent portal, you are going to look at matrix view. So as you can see here, these are Mia's classes for trimester 1, and it goes all the way from 1 to 10. Now, as you can see here, Mia's first period, there's a 1 up here, or there's a 1 right here, is math. Now, the one thing that I know is super confusing for our parents, and I totally understand, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart, is that there are all of these A's here. Those don't denote an A day. They don't mean an A day, B day. They don't mean a C day. They're just reporting periods for our purposes. So this is what you are looking at, either down here or right up here. So Mia's first period would be math with Mrs. Majori. So right here, class name is Math 8, and her teacher is Majori. I'll just write a last name here. Now I go to the next one. On an A day, Mia will have core 3 or period 3. So her third period, I'm gonna go over here. Third period, it's also 3 down here. She's going to have science with Mr. Shingrati. So she's on the TAS team. So I will say Science 8, and I'll put the teacher name in here, Shingrati, okay? And then from 11:28 to 12:06, Mia will be on lunch, and then here is where she will have her electives. Now remember, electives are every single day. So if I go back to Mia, lunch and recess are together, okay? They're not gonna be 2 separate periods or anything of that nature. So when your child has lunch here, that is also their recess. So please think of those together. So Mia, every single day, will have Spanish, and then Speak Up, and then PE, and then Multimedia Magic. Now remember, it's going to be different for every student that we have. So whether your child's a 6th, 7th, or 8th grader, it will be completely different. So down here, I would say Spanish. This was Speak Up. Yep. PE. And Multimedia Magic. and then you would put the teachers in, obviously. Now for a B day, which would be Friday, a B day would be Friday, Mia would have period 2 and then period 4. So if I go back to her schedule here, she would have period 2. Here's the 2, or it's also down here. That would be LA with Miss Russell. So that's where you or your child could put in LA, LA8, Russell. Miss Glines is here for taking over for Miss Russell right now. So you could put one of those. And then 4 is social studies, also with Miss Russell. So Miss Glines. And then again, these would be exactly the same over here because those are every single day. And then these here. And on a C day, which is going to be every Wednesday, a C day is every Wednesday, your child will have, hold on, I'm trying to zoom in, but it is, I apologize if it's a little small. They're going to have SOARs in the morning, which is going to be their homeroom. So they will also have a homeroom course in Schoology, and Mia's homeroom is with Miss Majori. So that would be here. And then period 1, 2, 3, and 4, she would just follow all in a row. So as we saw up here, that would be math, then LA, then science, and then social studies.
Mrs. Limo, we have some questions about homeroom, and homeroom on an A and a B day is non-existent. Homerooms only exist on C days.
That is correct. Homeroom is always on a C day, which is every Wednesday. You'll have an extended homeroom every Wednesday. So from 8:10 to 8:42 every Wednesday.
So attendance will be taken on an A and a B day in their first period class.
And then in all of their classes,
Yes.
every single period, our teachers will take attendance, and that's what they normally do. We're not starting anything new. During a normal school year, every teacher takes attendance every period, and it's submitted to our office, and then we make contact with parents. For example, if a student wasn't in homeroom and you didn't call them in as absent. So we do ask that you continue to call your child in if they are sick or are not going to be in school. Please call the main office as you normally would. And then on a C day, you would continue with she would continue with the rest of her electives. So all of these would just follow right in order. Whoops, that's my fault. Yes, so electives happen every single day. So your child will go to their elective classes every single day. I know there were some questions about like exploratory classes. So we call them exploratory classes for 6th grade. I think of electives and exploratories as interchangeable. We only call them exploratories in 6th grade because your child is exploring the different content areas that we offer at Emerson. So that way he or she can start to choose his or her electives in 7th and 8th grade. Okay. I am also going to show you the other templates that we also sent out that were made. If I can find them here. I'm going to stop sharing, but give me 20 seconds here. Okay.
We have a lot of questions about student pickup days, and I know that you had mentioned earlier that you'd be sending out some communications to parents within the next couple of days or so to let them know the schedule of when they can pick their child's materials up.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. So here's a 6th grade template. If you have a 6th grader at home, I know this schedule will probably be most foreign to our incoming 6th graders and their parents. So Thursday is an A day, so we are here. And I know some of our 6th grade families have received an email from their child's team. So the team has probably reached out, whether they're the Ravens or the Sugar Gliders or the Fireflies. And they did want to let you know that they are going to be running a special schedule, which doesn't mean that you have to do anything. Please don't feel like you have to figure out a new schedule. Your children will still go to their first period class in the morning at 8:10. What the teachers will do is they are going to have a team meeting during this time, I believe, but they will still go to their first period class. Okay. So when you're looking at the periods, please make sure you're looking at these smaller numbers, and that's what will match up in matrix view under the parent portal. Okay. And then we also had a 7th grade template, which is just a flip from the, and of course now I don't have it up. Here it is, which is just a flip from the 8th grade. So all of the electives are in the morning, and then they have lunch, and then their core is in the afternoon. So for 7th grade, electives are in the morning, core is in the afternoon. And for 8th grade, core is in the morning and electives are in the afternoon. And then same thing for those C days. All of our 6th, 7th, and 8th graders will start in homeroom. 7th graders will go to electives, lunch, and then every single core. And I did have some parents ask me why we were following an A and B schedule. So a few different reasons. We're trying to block cores so students have a little bit less of transitions. They can be with those teachers for a longer period of time, ask more questions, engage with the curriculum and instruction a little bit more. So we're trying to let your child be virtually with their teacher, but not have to keep rotating to as many classes as they possibly could. And the rationale for the A and B rotation is because we want to make sure that we're never skipping a day of core. So I know some parents were saying that the calendar was a little confusing, and I can pull it up here and show it. So we do have a calendar here. I'll share this. So for example, on September 7th, let's see if this loads. September 7th, right here, is Labor Day. So we're not in school. And if we just skipped A, then your students wouldn't be going to that core class and they would be missing out on those minutes. So that's why it just continues. So as you can see, a B is on Friday here. We don't have school on Monday, so we have an A on Tuesday. And the same thing happens here with September 18th. Okay. And then Saturday and Sunday will be the 19th, 20th. This is the 21st, the 22nd, 23rd, the 24th, the 25th, the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, October 1st, and October 2nd. Okay, so this calendar goes through October 2nd. We are going to label the A, B, and C days on the EM public calendar so that when you log into our website, you would be able to see whether it's an A day or a B day, and students have access to that as well. All right. Oops. And I'll stop sharing for a second just so I can look at the questions to see what other questions people have.
One of the themes that I'm seeing is about the encore rotation for 6th grade. In 5th period, for example, there's a lot of different encore classes listed. I'm wondering if that's the view and matrix that parents are choosing. And I don't have a 6th grade schedule pulled up in front of me, but I think the question is, how do the kids know which class to go to if there's that many rotations in that period? Does that make sense to you?
Sure, absolutely. So sometimes if your student, okay, so for 6th grade exploratories, is that what you're talking about, Tim?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So when a class is about to end, the child's teacher will alert them. Also, their homeroom teacher will alert them. So if a child is in Family and Consumer Sciences, which is a shorter class, that teacher for that class will alert them that this class is going to be ending and that they would be going on to their next class, which would probably be industrial technology. Our homeroom teachers, especially for 6th grade, which is the only grade level with more of a wonky schedule, will be also explaining that to your students as well. So our 6th grade homeroom teachers, but then also our 6th grade elective teachers will be communicating that out with your child and really be explaining that. I will also be emailing that out to parents and students. I don't know if anyone remembered from the spring, but if you had a sixth grader in the spring, there was a transition time for those classes where we had to transition from one elective to the other for sixth grade. And we did that through email and then verbally through live interaction.
And then do parents have, I've not seen a parent view of Power School, but do parents have the option to switch from the 2021 year to trimester 1 like we do?
I do not know about that. The one thing that I can tell our parents right now is whatever exploratories or electives are listed first in your child's schedule is what I want you to focus on right now. So whatever exploratory is first in that matrix view, that's where your child is going to be going for now, at least until, is it late October, Tim, that we don't change until, or early November? When is the first sixth grade switch?
So it would be halfway through the trimester. So we're probably looking October-ish, yes.
Okay. I don't have a sixth grade schedule to pop up, but if there was a parent who didn't mind me using their sixth grade schedule, I would be happy to do that. Oh, Mrs. Eichinger, one of our sixth grade teachers, says, I believe most teachers are pre-filling out this form and sending it to students. This will help with multiple classes in the trimester. So that would be for sixth grade. So a lot of our sixth grade teachers are sending this out to your students. So please have them check their emails. Oh, thank you, Miss Claire. I can use Counter Claire's. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, I need to share my screen again. All right, here we go. And I need to find the sixth grade template. And then I also need to pull up Power School. Here we go. K-H-L, nope, K-L-H, there we go. K-L-E, way off, sorry about that. And I also need to share my screen. Okay, here we go. Here's Connor, incoming sixth grader, so I can show everyone what they may see. So this right now just shows a 6 week, but if I changed this term, which I don't know if you have the ability to do, but it would show you all of Connor's schedule for the entire year. So here, the first one that pops up is Family and Consumer Science. That is period 1 here. Now, this is going to happen for E1, which is going to be a 6-week class. Am I wrong in that, Mr. Branca?
No, you're not wrong.
Perfect. So it's a 6-week class. Family and Consumer Sciences for 6th grade is a 6-week class. Industrial Technology for 6th grade is a 6-week class. Art and Music for 6th grade is 1 trimester long, and trimester 1 ends on November 21st. So if your child in 6th grade has art or music right now, then they will be in that class until November 21st. But if your child has family or consumer sciences or industrial technology, they will be in there for 6 weeks. So I don't know, Mr. Banka, if you can tell me when that 6 weeks would be up if you want to look at it really quick. I just don't have the date off the top of my head. I apologize, parents and students. Now, just because Connor has these electives right here for first period doesn't mean your 6th grader would. Your 6th grader could have them here for 5th period, which is here, or they could also have it for 6th period. So 1, 5, and 6 are interchangeable. So if your child's 6th grade schedule doesn't look like Connor's, that's totally okay. PE is all year. So if your child has PE for 6th, 7th, or 8th grade, they will have that class in that period all year. And then finally, a lot of our students will have French or Spanish, and that's a semester. So that's going to be half of the year. And then they could have health, which would be a quarter, and technology, which would be another quarter. If you think that this is very confusing and very strange, I am 100% with you, but this is how our classes and kind of our curriculum and mapping fit together. So we do have a very unique or strange schedule, but I promise it will make sense as your child goes through it. So please bear with us. Now, your child could have health first, or they could have technology first. Connors just falls this way. So they could have health in quarter 1 or in quarter 2. They could have technology in quarter 1 or quarter 2. But what I really want you to focus in on as a student or a parent is whatever is at the top. So Connor would need to look at facts, PE, and French. Those are his exploratories or his electives right now, okay? So I'm gonna go over here. On an A day, Connor will start with exploratory 1, which is first period, and his is facts 6 with Mrs. Golbeck. So I am going to write facts, and then his teacher is Mrs. Golbeck. Okay. Next, Connor would have core 4 or period 9-10. So period 9-10 is going to be right here. Remember, you can look down below or you can look up here, and that's going to be LA with Mrs. Naves. Connor's a sugar glider. Awesome team, because I was once a sugar glider. All the 6th grade teams are pretty cool, but I'm a former sugar glider. Okay, next we have period 5. Remember, all of our students are going to go to all of their exploratories or electives every day. So period 5 for Connor is going to be PE. And I think he had Miss Nelson. Shout out to Miss Nelson. And then he is going to have period 6, which is going to be French with Madame Timperley. Oops. Then Connor will have lunch, and then he will have core 1, which is period 2. So right here is period 2, science with Miss Gaggiano. And then on a B day, Connor again would have those same exploratories. Now he's going to have his 2 other cores, which would be 3-4. So 3-4 is right here. Social studies with Miss Kime. And then he'll have PE, French, he'll have a lunch break, and then he'll have period 8. Which is C of C math with Miss Hutchinson, period 8, which is pretty cool because that's what I used to teach. Okay. Now for a C day, Connor is going to follow all in an order. So remember, first he will have homeroom, which is right here with Miss Kime. Attendance, it's always 11th period. So he will have homeroom, and that will be with Miss Kime. And then he will just follow his schedule all the way down. So he will just follow this left to right, left to right. So he will have facts. Now fill these in. Core 1, science. Core 2 is social studies. Core 3 is math. 4 is LA. So this would be Connor's A, B, or C day. So I know our 6th grade teachers were generous enough to fill this out. I do apologize. We won't be sending this out for every single student. So I would ask that maybe you have your student do this and you could check it for them, or you could do it together to make sure they know where they're going. I know some of our students and our parents have been calling, asking to explain this, and we are really happy to do that. I've been pleasantly surprised at how much our students actually know. So a lot of our students that I've talked to have told me, Mrs. Alaimo, I don't need to talk to you, I already know what to do. So ask your child first and then look at it together, but please give us a call tomorrow. We're happy to go over this and help you fill it in. We have 3 wonderful secretaries in our office, and they're happy to take your phone call, same with myself and Mr. Binka. So please call if you have any questions with that. And thank you again to Miss Claire for letting me use Connor's. Oh, thank you, Miss Gibbous, for volunteering Jason's as well, and Miss Plaza for Charlie's. Oh, thank you to everyone who was offering. Okay, so ASC, if a child has ASC on their schedule, which stands for Academic Support Class, a child could have this for 6th, 7th, or 8th grade. This is going to be a class that supports some executive functioning and organization. So if your child needs some support with study skills, organizing the materials, their homework, possibly getting their homework done, studying for assessments, this would be a good class for them. For our incoming 6th graders, this is a class that we talk about with 5th grade teachers. So we do meetings, they're called transition meetings in the spring with our 5th grade teachers where we talk about class placement. So this would have been something that your child's 5th grade teacher may have recommended him or her for. No, we are not going to be handing out gym uniforms as of now. So for attendance, we do ask that if your child will not be present for a day of learning, that you do call the office. If a child does log into a Zoom class late, they could be considered late or tardy depending on what's going on. If they're habitually logging in late, then obviously it would be an issue, and we'd like to problem solve that with the child and the parent. So we will still be looking about, we still will be marking kids tardy if they are showing up late to their class, yes. I can drop this. I can send these templates out again. I did send them out over the week. I think I've sent them out twice now, but I can totally email them again. I'm happy to do that. I know that I've sent the parents probably 1,000 emails now. So if you keep seeing my name appear in your email box, I do apologize. I keep trying to keep everyone up to date and give you as much information as possible. Thank you for joining. If you did leave, I'm happy to stay on though. The blank schedule template, I'm happy to send that out. Yes, absolutely. E1 is going to be those 6-week classes. E1 will only be Family and Consumer Sciences 6 and Industrial Technology 6. If your child cannot log into a class or they're having technical difficulties, please call the office and shoot an email to their teacher if possible, but please call the office first and then we'll help make that communication. We totally understand that things are going to happen. Your Wi-Fi could go out at home. Your child could just be having trouble because their Chromebook could be malfunctioning. We're happy to work with you and problem solve. So please let us know as soon as possible. You can call the office and or email your child's teacher. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing because I believe I can share links to this template and people's questions. Angel, if I share something, is everyone able to see my response?
In the question and answer, yes.
Sure.
I want to take time and answer just a few questions. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as well. Some of the questions we had is, where do my students go on the first day to find their Zoom link? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just show you a little bit of what the students are going to see on the first day when they log in to their Schoology account. All right,
You know what, how about this? Instead of sharing these in here and then it's going to be hard for people to find them, I will email these as soon as we get off. I will start putting it together an email right now. So you will have these templates in your email very shortly.
So if you look at my screen here, I logged in. I went to learn.d64.org, and it will their Gmail will automatically pop up for them to log in, and they're going to land on their course dashboard. And this is where they're going to see their classes of all the courses that they belong to. They can rearrange those within courses, and if they go to My Courses, they are going to have the ability to reorder courses on the right-hand side. And again, all I did there was click on courses and then go to the right-hand side and click on My Courses. So they'll have the ability to rearrange some of these courses to maybe put their top 8 courses right in the front. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and go into a sandbox course that was created to practice. But when I click on it, this is exactly what students are gonna see. Now, it might look a little bit different because teachers might have folders. Again, this is just a practice course that was set up. But at the very top, what they're going to see is they're going to see a symbol just like this. I'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit. They're going to see a symbol like this, and it might say, in this case, I titled it Remote 205, but they might see something like live Zoom meetings. And all they need to do is they need to click inside of it, and a window is going to pop up. And this looks just a little bit different for me. I'm able to schedule meetings because I am the teacher of this course. But what they're going to see is they're going to see all their links listed throughout the week for this specific course. So they're going to see at the very top, they're going to see today's link, and there's going to be a join button on the right-hand side where students are going to be able to join the Zoom call. I hope that answered that question. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing. Okay. All right. Okay. Any other questions that we?
Yeah, can you guys look through I'm going to send this email out right now, but can you kind of go through, and if you want to read any of them to me?
One question we have here from Schoology: what is their username to sign into Schoology? If they're logging in through their Chromebook, they're already logged in with their Google credentials for the district. So it's their name will pop up. All they need to do is select their name, and it's gonna let them log in right into Schoology. If they are logging in on a separate device, let's say the Chromebook is not charged and they're using a home device, they can go to learn.d64.org. They're gonna log in with Google, and they're gonna type in their district credentials. So the same sign-in that they would use to sign into their Chromebook is exactly what they're gonna use to sign into their Schoology account. Right. And yes, there are phone apps for both PowerSchool and Schoology where you can download and have access to your students' accounts through those applications.
Angel, are students allowed to have backgrounds on their Zooms?
They won't have the ability, the Chromebooks don't have the capabilities through Zoom to go ahead and have a virtual background. Doesn't have the processing power.
And then Samantha, you know, are you sending out blank templates?
I am. I'm just linking them all right now.
I'm sorry if I wasn't listening. I was trying to find those dates. We're going to need to dig those dates up and post those tomorrow. I'm sorry I'm not able to provide that information tonight.
Some of the questions that we got also about Gmail and Schoology, teachers might be communicating through both. Students will have the ability to set their notifications within Schoology in order to receive emails into their Gmail, whether it's a message from a teacher or an assignment that gets posted or a discussion that gets posted. They can receive email notifications within their Gmail.
Okay, I just sent them. They should be in everyone's inbox momentarily.
Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, of course. Thank you all for your wonderful questions. Yes, so school starts on Thursday. Someone just asked that. Yes, absolutely. I know a lot of our parents have been asking whether we're going to communicate only through Schoology or through Gmail still. I believe we will still be communicating through both. So you can still communicate with parents through Gmail, and so can students as well. Absolutely. Okay, just found that out. So the template was just emailed out, so please check your email.
got confirmation from one parent that the email arrived, so.
Cool. And those templates were made by Miss Pottinger, our 6th grade science teacher on the Fireflies team. So huge shout out to her for helping us put those together. I know they were super helpful. Just kind of going through, making sure we didn't miss anything here. Thanks again, Miss Eichinger, for answering one of these questions here. And if you're confused about the template, feel free to call the office tomorrow. We're happy to sit and go through those with you and help you figure those out.
There was a question about where's homeroom found on the matrix schedule, and that would be period 11.
Mm-hmm. Yes, students will have 3 minutes in between classes. So we do have passing periods built in there. They'll have 3 minutes in between classes. So I do not know if the A, B, and C designations can be set in the Schoology calendar. That's a good question. I will look into that. If it is possible, I would be happy to put it in there.
And parents don't need to worry about filling out an attendance form, correct? That's gonna be handled through our end.
Yes, absolutely. So attendance, you do not have to fill out those attendance forms anymore. You only need to alert us if your child will not be in attendance. I see someone said that their child signed up for French but was given Spanish. Please email me and I will work with you to change that or figure that out. Yes, please email me.
Or me.
Yes, or Mr. Banka.
One of the questions we received was, how will the students set up notifications within Schoology? Once they're signed in, on the top right-hand corner, they'll click on their name, they'll click on settings, and they'll see their notifications tab. So again, in the top right-hand corner, they'll click on their name, and then they'll click on settings.
So I do want to just kind of review something for 6th grade parents. I apologize that this is a bit confusing. So we will still have an A day on Thursday, but your child, instead of being only in their core class, will go to their homeroom. So we will still have an A day, which means your child will still go to their exploratories and have their lunch break. They will still have their core time, but they'll be meeting with their team. So their core is their team. Core and team will be the same. So students and teachers that they have for core is also their team. So from 8:51 to 10:47 and then 12:53 to 2:50, they're going to go to homeroom and be with their core in homeroom instead of logging into the core course in Schoology. Yes. Will students be able to check out books in paper form from the LRC? Yes, we are figuring out how we can do that. We will send more information out very soon for that, but we are hoping in the next few weeks that we can be doing some type of checkout process with the LRC, which is our Learning Resource Center, our library. When is pickup for 7th graders? So pickup will start on August 31st. I'm still just trying to coordinate with the district and some of our other elementary and the other middle school as to when our pickup will be, but we will definitely start on August 31st. I just have to finalize whether our pickup will be 2 or 3 days, just because we are sending home quite a bit of stuff and we want to make sure that it's as efficient and speedy as possible for all of our parents. But I will be sending out communication about that tomorrow, and then I will kind of keep plugging that through email. Yep, and we'll also hand out planners there as well. Nope, no attendance form to fill out daily. Yep, 7th and 8th grade are business as usual on the first day. So a link to homeroom would be in Schoology. So if a sixth grade teacher has reached out to you and said that your child will go to homeroom, that means they will just click on their homeroom course in Schoology, and then they'll go to that Zoom link. So everything will be in Schoology, and they'll all populate up as boxes, and your child will be able to see all the courses that are there. So they will start every class with a Zoom meeting. They'll start every class live, and they'll be live at least 50% of the time. Attendance is on PowerSchool. We can only take attendance through PowerSchool, which is why we're still keeping it. And that's an important part for us locally at the school, obviously on a district level, but then also we report attendance at a state level.
I think all courses will appear individually on Thursday when the kids log in. Is that true, Angel?
That's correct.
So I had someone say that there are no courses currently in Schoology. That's correct. They begin rostered the first day of school. So all of the courses will populate the first day of school. So you don't have to join anything. You don't have to do anything manually. They will just appear on Thursday.
And then they just click join, correct? The kids do? Yep. I'm learning like the kids. I'm doing the best I can.
Oh, Miss Eichinger also let us know that the calendar in Schoology already shows which are A, B, and C days. Awesome. That is so awesome. Thank you. Okay. Do any of you gentlemen see anything that we never talked about at all here? I'm sorry, I'm trying to go through and dismiss ones that we did talk about. If I'm skipping you, I did not mean to. I'm just kind of rolling through. So Schoology will pop up the first day of school. Oh, when will standardized testing restart? So MAP testing. So we are hoping to have MAP testing at the end of September. So I will notify parents about all of that, but we are still hoping to have any of our common assessments, which would be in any of your child's core classes. And then we're also hoping to have those local assessments, which would be MAP. So end of September. Yes. I believe all Schoology courses will populate midnight on the 27th. So as soon as the day rolls over. So if you or your child are up at midnight, I think you'll be able to see it. So homeroom is 11th period. Homeroom will be 11th period. And again, in PowerSchool Parent Portal, it does show you that there is a schedule rostered for the 25th and 26th. We're not starting until the 27th, so I do apologize for that being confusing. Yes, so the first day of school, all of our students will log into their first class first thing. They will not have homeroom, yes. It will be a little weird in the beginning, but I feel really lucky and happy that our students will be able to have a longer homeroom every Wednesday. Is the parent portal the same as PowerSchool? Yes, correct. Will students receive any homework? We're hoping with a longer core that homework will be reduced. I can't promise that students will get no homework, but I know that our teachers are going to be thinking about compacting some of that homework and question and answer time into their core. So we are thinking about limiting that screen time. We understand that that's a concern of all of our parents, and that's a concern for us as well at Emerson and within the district. So it is something that we keep talking about and evaluating because we know that that is going to be important to limit screen time after that 2:50, 3 o'clock. Okay, how many people do we still have on here, Angel?
186.
Okay. All right, do you gentlemen feel like there's anything that I'm sorry, there's so many in here that I keep going through. So access to the actual books, or do we only have them digitally through Schoology? So anything that would be a workbook, a manipulative that we would normally send home, we will be sending those home for the pickup. So things like a foreign language workbook, our math workbooks, we have some LA workbooks that we're going to be sending home, some science packets that we'll be sending home. So there's going to be some paper, hard copies of things that we will be sending home. Okay.
One question that we received, do students have to turn their camera on while they're in the meeting?
So teachers will let our students know of what the expectation will be. We are going to ask that all of our students will join and their cameras will be on. Now, if a teacher does, think it's appropriate for a student to turn off their camera and then maybe be doing independent work because they don't need to be in front of the Chromebook, then they could. But since our students will be live 50% of the time, we are going to try to make these sessions engaging and interactive. So we would appreciate if students' cameras were on, and that will be the expectation. So the teacher will set that up with our students along with their routine. So if a student logs into a class and they do a bell ringer, but they want students to be talking or looking at the teacher or looking at the screen, the teacher may have the expectation that the camera will be on. I do anticipate that cameras will be on a lot of the time, just because we want to make sure that students are engaged and that they are paying attention and that they're with the teacher kind of following along with the lesson. Since we are not actually going to be in person and physically in front of one another, that'll be important to have that camera on. So I can't guarantee that you have to have it on 100% of the time, but teachers will let our students know when it would be appropriate for them to turn it off if they deem it to be for a class period. So on a Wednesday, we have a shortened schedule, which is why our electives become a little bit shorter because we have that homeroom time in the morning. How will students know when the lunch break is over? So students will have to watch the clock or set a timer for themselves. So I know I've talked to a lot of parents about printing out those schedules, having them somewhere visible. If you were at my home right now or in my office, you'd be seeing a lot of these schedules out all over the place, or the calendar out so that I can see it. So I would encourage you to do that as well. I think that'll be helpful for our parents and our students, but they will have to know when that lunch period is over. So if a student is not part of a team, so all of our students are part of a team, so you need to look at what your student's homeroom is, and that's where your student would go for their team. But all of our students, no matter what classes they are in, they're all part of a team, and their team is through their homeroom. So please look at that period 11, their homeroom. But feel free to call or email me tomorrow if you'd like me to explain that a little bit more. I know it is 9:30 right now, so I am going to wrap this up a little bit. I do thank you for all of these questions, and I thank you for the compliments that were in here. I know this has not been an easy past month. It feels like a year now, but we really do want to help you and support you, especially all of our students are out there. We want Thursday to be wonderful. I truly do believe that there may be some minor hiccups, but our students are going to be able to get onto Schoology and they're going to log right into their Zoom classes. And please know the first few days, the first week of school, our teachers are extremely understanding and will be working with students to get from class to class. So if your child's a few minutes late or they don't log into a class, please know that we are not immediately going to be throwing any type of conversation or discipline at them. That's not what we want to do at all. We want to give kids time to ease in and understand how to get from class to class, and our teachers will be there helping with that. So please do not feel like Thursday morning they have to know it all or you have to know it all. We are all going to be learning this together. Okay. So a lot of our teachers will be teaching from the classroom. Some may be teaching from home. It will depend on some different personnel issues, but please know that our teachers are dedicated to educating your children, and they are dedicated to providing the best experience that they can for remote learning. I cannot even explain to you how fabulous and wonderful our staff have been over the past few days, weeks, months in order to prep for this. Our teachers are so ready to start the school year, and they're so excited to have your students back. We've been in institute and planning days for the past few days, and our teachers have been working together and individually and with administration to get everything up and rolling, especially with Schoology, so that we are all masters of this new domain. So please know that, that when you're sending your child to school, although that looks very different because it'll be from the comfort of their own home, our teachers are there, and they are ready, and they are willing to tackle remote learning as best they can. So please know that our teachers are wonderful professionals, and they are ready to tackle this remote learning here. Okay. I think that's it. I think we are going to end here. I do appreciate all of your questions, your comments, and for joining us tonight. I know this was a long stint here. We will be sending this recording out along with the presentation that Angel projected earlier. Feel free to call our office tomorrow, to email any one of us for any support at all. And we are all here to help you and your children. We cannot wait to have them back in the building. I truly mean that. It has been a lonely and busy summer, and I cannot wait to have them in school. And when I mean back in the building, I just mean back with us, even if that's remotely. So please know that we are happy to have them with us August 27th. Thank you. Take care, everybody.